That has got to be him. Look at this. That's Junior. Got chewed on just a little bit. It's right here. Look at this. Oh, dude. Oh. Look at that. What a giant. He's one I'm super excited to see what he turns into for 2025. I'm saying he's gonna be my primary target. Super awesome buck. We're standing in the spot where he is the most active as far as on my property. And I've been spending quite a bit of time over the last year thinking about where I might most be able to kill him. Early season, he's super active right here, particularly in the morning. Gavin and I actually came and filmed him, and one sit, he came out in the cut corn with the rest of the deer. So I've got to re-strategize exactly. This area is a little bit difficult to hunt. I've been contemplating what to do, and I think I'm gonna set up a spot down along the creek that we can get really easily into. Put green there, we're gonna have beans in this field. So I may mix in some alfalfa, Nebraska plot, and then tree options are pretty limited down there along the creek, but there's a couple trees that I think, along with the Latitude saddle, so make it huntable for us. So I'm feeling like I could kill him in the first 2 weeks of October back here in this backfield. So the wheels are turning. I'm really looking forward to the chase for this deer we call Junior, and 2025 shaping up to be a pretty awesome year. It's crazy how good he looks. That is a solid 3-year-old. Trying to make a little drop. I'm excited to see what he turns into. Welcome back to another week of Midwest Whitetail. We are just wrapping up Youth Turkey Weekend here in Iowa, and Xander and Tate, as well as Bryn, all three got their first turkeys.
Yeah!
Nice job, buddy.
Can we have
Nice job. Nice work, baby. Bella got one down as well, so pretty exciting. A lot of the team members took youth out and had success. You guys want to see those full hunts, you can check them out on the Chasing Red series. As you guys can see on the front end, my wheels are turning for this buck Junior. I'm super excited to see what he turns into this year. And while I haven't started the specific projects I have in mind to try to put a game plan for him, you know, I bought this property in 2018 and it had been hunted pretty hard for years and didn't have much mature bucks on it. I actually didn't harvest a buck out here for 3 years. But once we got the age structure right, it's been producing for us every year. I mean, every year the kids have success, my wife has success, and I've been able to chase some great animals. And I'm really hoping the chase for Junior lives up to that. We've been out on all the properties, hard at work. One of the main things we're gonna cover on this week's show is burning. I've burned about 300 acres, 20 to 25 different fields among all the different farms. You know, burning can be fairly intimidating, but there's a good, safe way to do it. And you may ask yourself, why do we burn? You know, I know a lot of you already know that, but one of the main reasons is just habitat improvement. On this particular property, I've been trying to get the CRP into shape. Lots of trees, invasive plants. You know, and the burning will kill those young trees and help reestablish a good native grass stand. As far as bird population goes, all these fresh green shoots, the bugs that are attracted to this are really great for turkeys. As you can see, we've had a lot of success. I have a great turkey population out here and they just love these fresh burns. We've got a long list of projects to get to yet this spring. The whole team's been out in full force. One of which that's coming up pretty soon is gonna be getting the switchgrass in the ground. You guys can check out the different varieties they have at monsterbuck.com. You know, no matter what we're doing, every project that we do on every property has whitetail deer in mind, trying to utilize every acre to improve habitat, improve feeding, and huntability of the properties. And speaking of that, last week I was checking out our new property across from the River Farm. For those of you that follow socials, you probably saw this, but ended up finding that buck we call Moss. I know a lot of our viewers have been curious about it. We had been looking all shed season for him. Last photo of him was November 1st. At the very end of the big peninsula, steep bank down to the river, he was down on the sandbar there dead. So, you know, he's such a cool buck, 3 years of history, so many encounters. And like I said, it's just good to end the story on him. Now we're gonna jump into the show. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys got any questions for us regarding the burning, just drop us a comment. Hey guys, we are out at the River Farm getting some prescribed burning done today. Got quite a few patches of natives and switchgrass to get burned. Want to go over some of the things we use for the burn, and then throughout the day we'll talk about ideal conditions and different ways to do these prescribed burns. So for me, I like very simple, a little propane torch to get stuff going, and then I use a drip torch. And that mixture in the drip torch is usually I like to do about 75-25, so 25% gas and 75% diesel. You can read online, you'll read any 70-30, some people do 50-50. You need a little bit of gasoline in there to get that to burn and stay lit. And then to put the fire out when it's going into the fire break, I just use a good old-fashioned leaf blower. Now in a perfect world, we have really good brakes and we don't even have to run the leaf blowers. To me, it's one of the best ways to actually do it. You can, of course, use, people use a 3-gallon backpack sprayer with water. You can, you know, especially if there's like a log burning or something like that. And then they make nice water tanks for the back of the side-by-sides if you're needing to put out bigger things. I've got my areas isolated. You know, we mow fire breaks. To me, that's the most important thing, is managing your fire breaks throughout the year before. I basically mow them frequently all year long, keep all the fire breaks mowed. That way there's never really a thatch in the break. There's never really fuel there. We mow after the growing season is done. And then throughout the winter and shed season and doing work around the farm, we're driving on the fire breaks with trucks and side-by-sides, and it just keeps the fuel down, and it gets some bare dirt spots in them, and it works really, really effectively for preventing the fire from getting across into somewhere that you don't want. Throughout the day, we'll go over some of the ideal conditions for burning, different tips to just be successful, and also why we burn. You know, why are we doing this? And so we'll go through that throughout the day, and we'll get this work done. So talking about ideal conditions, we talk about atmospheric humidity. And people would say 40 to 60% or 30 to 60% would be ideal to get your vegetation to burn. And that's really for native grass burns as opposed to timber burns. Today, it's 72% to start the day off. We had rain Thursday out here, maybe 3 or 4 tenths. And so the River Farm, as I was looking at it, it's still pretty damp, and with the high humidity, it's making it challenging to burn. So we moved over to the Mount Olympus farm. I've got about 60 acres left to burn out here. I burned 50 acres yesterday out here. And so this is being upland high ground. It's quite a bit drier. There's also a lot more fuel in these CRP plantings. So we're gonna burn this farm first and then move back to the river farm. Now we're doing a back burn. This is widening my fire break. We've got a little bit of east in the wind, so it's going to try to push it across this fire break. So I come light this first, let it burn into the wind a little bit. We've got a good fire break, so we'll just, as the fire starts to creep across, we'll put it out. And then we've got that nice char to widen our break up. And when I go light the upwind side, it's gonna take it, you know, and if you did that first, it would just blow it across the break, or at least there's a lot higher risk of that. So we widen our break, and then when that fire meets this fire, it'll just snuff out. We're gonna make a circle around the burn. I'm sure we're gonna pick up quite a few sheds today. Charred. She got a little hot. Hard to say. I think that's a match, huh? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it reminds me of Vinny. You know, the short two and the short brow. I don't think he is alive. Probably another EHD casualty.
All right, where are we now, Mike? We're back at the river front.
Yeah. We're gonna try again.
We're gonna try.
Look at that. Look at that. Hot and cold air, baby.
What are you doing there, Zach?
Well, the wind's swirling really bad down in here, so Mike was trying to set the back burn, but our wind shifted and started coming from the other direction. So I went through there and I just laid a quick wet line on the ground. So what I mean by that is that I'm just laying water in a spot to create an additional break. We're fortunate out here that he has all these mowed lanes, but if we can lay just a little bit of water where you just get that striking point for that fire coming across it, so that way it's not burning across our fire break.
Now you were telling me the other day you can also do that like before you burn?
Yep, so a lot of times, you know, I just have a sprayer rig in the back of, not my side-by-side, but we can also, what we can do is I could just open up the valve if I don't even have a nozzle, and I can just let that run out like a garden hose out the back of the sprayer, loop it real quick if you just want to take that extra step. Burning is just all about doing the prep work. As long as the prep work's done, this can be safe, fun, and you can enjoy getting it done.
Picking up a tree limb right here.
I think I could probably reseed this entire side. The 6x5, other side. I was hoping we'd find his other side. The other side of the 6x5.
Zach spotted it, not me. I can't take credit for it.
I figured we'd find a couple out here. We're cruising right along here at the river farm, got a few more patches to do. I'd guess we still have about 35, 40 acres to go. The humidity has dropped to about 30% from the 72% we started at this morning, and now everything's burning nicely. Our wind conditions are still good. It's like 8 miles per hour. And really anything less than 15 miles per hour is pretty good for grass burns, particularly less than 10. Just to review why we do this, you know, the first 2 weeks of April is, for me, my favorite time to burn the grasses. I'm favoring warm season grasses, so we want that soil temperature to be coming up. You know, if you burn really early and the soil temperature is still really cool, you'll get a lot of cool seasons that pop up and compete. So if the later you burn, the better chance you have of having your warm seasons pop up with less competition. And then also to kill the trees that are popping up in your CRP, if you wait till they start to green and you put fire through it, particularly a nice slow hot fire, it'll burn that cambium layer and it'll kill those trees. And a lot of these places were never burned before I bought it, and so we're slowly getting these native patches back to just kind of pure natives. It's really good habitat, obviously, not only for the deer, but for the pheasants and quail, turkey, all that nesting habitat. So all in all, really happy. How many sheds have we picked up, Gavin?
Shoot, it's gotta be double digits now.
Yeah, I think we're double digits.
Fireman! That's my name! What are we doing, Mike?
We're gonna go burn. All right. Who's coming with me? Well, that's a wrap. The end to a great day. We've got a lot of work done today. Got all of Mount Olympus and all the river farm areas burned. Hopefully some of the things we talked about today will help you guys if you want to start doing some prescribed fire or controlled burns. And we'll catch up with you guys next time we're out. You know, I'm looking to be planting switchgrass here coming up. And then before we know it, we're going to be putting beans in the ground. So if you guys are interested in looking at forage beans or some of the switchgrass, Monster Buck's got some great blends on their website, so check that out. And we'll catch up with you guys next time we're out.